Would you like to know how to put yourself in position to be a great thinker? Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And we're continuing with our series on how great thinkers think. And once again, it's from a book by John C. Maxwell, tremendous author. Once again, I'm stealing a lot of his material. Want to give a big shout out to that. Tremendously powerful speaker and a great pundit, somebody you really want to follow. He's written a zillion books on all sorts of subjects with personal development. He's one of my very, very favorite authors. But we are a how-to channel, so let's talk about how do you put yourself in the right place to think. Because becoming a good thinker really isn't overly complicated. It's a discipline. But what do you do to come up with specific ideas on a day-to-day basis? Let's go over some steps, okay? Let's make it easy for you. Let's give you the how-to, the blueprint. 1, find a place to think your thoughts. If you go to your designated place to think, expecting to generate good thoughts, then eventually you're going to come up with some. But what is the best place to think? Well, everybody's different. I sit in a big, easy lounge chair. I'm very, very comfortable in that. You know, looking at the prose by John Maxwell, you know, some people like to think their best in the shower. For John Maxwell, best places are in his car, in planes, in the spa. Once again, he keeps a special writing pad next to his nightstand, just in case he comes up with ideas, you know, in the evening, at night. Now, once again, I want to recommend to you sort of the modern equivalent of that using technology. Yeah, you can sit down and you can write, but I find that tends to take me out of my flow. I find it a lot more effective and valuable to me. And once again, this is personal. I just take my phone and send a text to myself. I hit the microphone, I say the sentence, and then I can go right back to where I was. It's a lot faster. That works best for me. If you want to consistently generate ideas, you need to do the same thing on a regular basis. Find a place where you can think and plan to capture your thoughts, ultimately putting them on paper. Okay, I speak into I text it, but ultimately I put it on paper so that you don't lose them. When I found a place to think my thoughts found a place in me. 2, find a place to shape your thoughts. What does that mean? Well, really, do great ideas come fully formed and completely worked out? Most of the time, they're like a giant jigsaw puzzle. They come to you in bits and pieces. During the shaping time, you want to hold an idea up to scrutiny, because many times a thought that seemed outstanding late at night looks pretty silly in the light of the day. Ask questions about your ideas, fine-tune them. One of the best ways to do that is, once again, either do it, you know, once you put them in basic writing, but and he quotes somebody that was very prominent when I was a lot younger, Professor S.I. Hayakawa. He was a college president, U.S. senator, and I quote, "Learning to write is learning to think. You don't know anything clearly unless you can state it in writing, in a sentence." As you shape these thoughts, you find out whether an idea has potential. You learn what you have. You can shape your thoughts almost anywhere you want. But find a place that works for you, where you'll be able to write things down, to focus your attention without interruptions. This is a single activity. Okay, the third step is to find a place to stretch your thoughts. If you come upon great thoughts and spend time mentally shaping them, don't think you're done and you can stop there. If you do, you're going to miss some of the most valuable aspects of the thinking process. What is that? You miss bringing others in and expanding ideas to their greatest potential. This is kind of a simple formula. The right thought plus the right people in the right environment at the right time for the right reason equals the right result. That combination is hard to beat. You've got to share your ideas. And I'm not saying, with any Joe on the street. Find someone that believes what you believe, share your ideas with them, and get some legitimate input or constructive criticism, or allow them to build on the idea. When you find a place to stretch your thoughts, you find much greater potential for their implementation. Fourth step, find a place to land your thoughts. Here's a quote from C.D. Jackson. Great ideas need landing gear as well as wings. Any idea that remains only an idea doesn't make a great impact. Let's go back to, hey boy, I want to be more muscular. Let me think about it. Okay, I'm more muscular now. It doesn't work that way. The real power of an idea comes when it goes from abstraction to application. If you want your thoughts to make an impact, you need to land them with others so that they can be someday implemented. As you plan for the application phase of the thinking process, land your ideas first with, number one, yourself. Landing an idea with yourself will give you integrity. People will buy into an idea only after they buy into the leader who communicates that idea. Ask 3 questions to see if you're on target. Question 1, do I believe it? Question 2, do I live it? Question 3, do I believe others should live it? If you can't answer yes to all 3 questions, then you haven't really landed your idea. Take your idea to key players. Let's face it, no idea is going to fly if the influencers don't embrace it. After all, they're the people who carry thoughts from idea to implementation. When I was managing an office, when I had a series of offices, and we were making changes in our structure, in our organization, I always brought the influencers in first before I had the big meeting. I would have a small meeting first. Why? You want to get the influencers on your side. You want to answer their questions in a small group, because in the large group, they can ask questions that can kind of deter what you're trying to do. Get their issues out of the way before you have the big meeting. And then once you do, you're going to be able to lock arms with everybody and make what you're trying to implement more of a reality. Also take your ideas with those that are most affected. Landing thoughts with the people on the firing line will give you great insight. Those closest to the changes that occur as a result of a new idea can give you a reality read, and that's important, because sometimes, even when you diligently completed the process of creating a great thought, shaping it, stretching it with other good thinkers, this is my Boston accent, you can still miss the mark because you're missing something that somebody on the front lines would notice in a New York Minute. Remember, becoming a good thinker means developing those skills to the best of your ability. It doesn't matter whether you're born rich or poor. It doesn't matter if you have a 3rd grade education or you're a PhD. It doesn't matter if you suffer from multiple disabilities or you're the picture of health. No matter what your circumstances, you can learn to be a good thinker. All you have to do is be willing to engage with this process every day. Next time that we get together, we're going to begin to put the pieces together that enable constructive thinking. And as always, remember, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. Once again, big shout out to John C. Maxwell. I'm Eli's dad.